calling this one the Sarlacc Survivor Special Edition Boba Fett helmet, but mostly I just call it the Rust Bucket. If you want to make something all rusty and you don't want to hand paint a million different colors of orange and brown, why not make it actually rust? That's where this paint comes in. First, it's a primer to protect the plastic underneath, then it's paint with real iron in it, and then it's an acid you put on top of that to make it rust up. Y'all see this shiny new airbrush? That's thanks to my wonderful wife. In fact, the paints were a gift too, from my mom for my birthday, so thank you both. This primer is a little thick in the bottle. I had to water it down. They say you want the paint for an airbrush to be about the consistency of milk. The directions on this jar say to mix thoroughly, which I did. But it wasn't enough. They should have said, shake the living bejesus out of it, because that's what I had to do later to get it to mix properly. This right here, this is not what properly mixed iron paint looks like. It was my first time, so I didn't know. But I think it lended a little bit of texture to the overall, so live and learn. I don't know what that little button is on Boba Fett's helmet, but I do know that you'll often see rust looking like it's dripping down off of features like that, so I wanted to be sure that that part got covered. I'm making it all splotchy and uneven on purpose. I was thinking originally that I would leave some paint parts exposed, which I kind of did, but later on ended up putting a lot of rust over pretty much the entire surface. There, now it's been shook. That's what it's supposed to look like going on. This is not the original stock that came with the Rubies helmet. This is a custom, extended rangefinder stock. The instructions say do 2 coats. This is probably around 3rd coat, but what you gonna do? In most of my projects, there's a point where I get impatient and I want to see the cool part done. And this is that part. I just wanted to see the rust activator activate some rust. What's more exciting than watching paint dry? Watching rust rust. Yeah, okay, that's enough of watching that. I didn't shoot this part, but what I did was filled in spots between all of the rust with paint. And since it was so garishly clean and shiny new, I put a little bit of that metal paint over the colors and then rusted that over again. So you have just a little bit of the old paint coming through. And here's your first look at the shattered visor. While I was cutting it out with the reciprocating saw, I noticed how awesome it looked, all jagged and busted, and I decided to just leave it like that. Seemed appropriate for a rusted up old relic. After the whole thing was rusty, then the whole thing was rusty. So I grabbed some black acrylic and I put it on a rag and rubbed it in under the cheeks. And a little on the T just to break up the face. But I also hit areas that I would normally hit with silver, like as a highlight, but this time it's like a low light, because it's high wear areas where even rust has been rubbed off and it's just dull black gray metal underneath. Hey, if you're still watching, then you and me like the same kind of videos, and you're my kind of people.